Ologuin.
And I am Vernon and we are your
News Anchors. And here are our headlines. First off, we have the Intramurals opening and preparation.
Next up is Supreme Student Government.
Next is the Salesian Educators Day.
Also is Batang Pinoy.
After that, we have the Bosco Survey.
And lastly, we have the CESAFI.
First off, we have the Intramurals opening, held last September 21st, 2018. The Intramurals entails the Bosconian spirit and competency in sports as they face off against their brothers. Reporting this lively event would be Angelo Ong.
Good morning to my fellow Bosconians and Salesian Educators. This is Angelo Luis Ong of grade 11 Braga, reporting to you the opening of our Intramurals 2018-2019. It's currently 10:30 and everyone is having their break before proceeding to their next event. Both the institutional mass and the program for the Intramurals opening have just finished. The mass started at around 7:30 and was celebrated for the feast of St. Matthew. It was presided by our rector, Father Ernesto Geronimo, with him behind the mic during the homily, and Father Vince Michael Samal for the gospel acclamation. The announcements were then being given shortly after. Later at around 11 a.m., the elementary students are to have their dance palabas and are expected to end at 12, where they'll be dismissed and go home, while the rest of the community stay, and the grades 7 to 10 are expected to have their intramural games at 11 as well.
Moving on, we go back to the days before the Intrams opening, where it was still being prepared. Reporting this would be Ralph Diano.
Good day, Bosconians. I am Roy Diano of 9 Cebu, reporting on the dance preparations for the Intrams presentation. And here I am joined with some senior high school students named
My name is Jade Reyes from grade 12 Joshua.
Lord Irby Parinasan, grade 12 Joshua. So, how are your Intrams practices coming up?
Oh, we're actually propsmen, but we're also getting near that. We actually participate in the practices since there's this opening sequence going up
Where we would act like we were fighting the dancers.
Yeah, it was fun though.
How do you feel with the intramurals coming near?
In our case, it's a bit pressured. It's also a bit nerve-wracking. But at the same time, it's also quite exciting since Intrams is coming up and the games are here. Next week.
We have to double time making our props and like just what he said, is our prop. Thank you for your time. Karon gibanan ko ko ni Sir Arnold. Sir, unsa man ang kunin mo sir preparations para sa pamabot entrance?
So preparation is my practice good like every day since last week. Then okay naman ang flow sa mga practice kay since naar may source sa mga kanta. But ang problem lang gid is diha dayon ay usay nga mo na ang student nga sir dili ko mo dayon na kanta ha kanya ko nga kanta isda na po. So another na sad another sad time na sad para sa practice.
Yung sa mga gibati nimo sir para sa kuan sa entrance
na entrance. Pressure yun sa gamay na lang kay at least gamay na lang sa dang wala na mo ma-practicean pero kuha is pressure but positive lang kay para dili mabati niya yung mga presentation.
Sige sir, salamat sa mga oras.
Yeah.
This has been Roy Diano of 9 Bisuco. Back to you.
In Don Bosco, we have newly elected Student Supreme Government President, Tanasha Quijano, interviewed by June Tamsin.
Good day everyone. I am June Philip Tamsin and I'm here to interview our recently elected SSG President Tanasha Lian Quijano.
Hello, Tamsi.
Tanasha, you look gorgeous today.
Wow.
Let's start off our interview with three, I believe they're familiar words to you. Virginia Premium Hot Dog.
They are really familiar because Tamsi, you never fail to remind me of these words every day. If I had a fans club, I would be sure to elect you as the chairperson.
Wow! Hot dog! Basta hot dog, Virginia!
Let's go to the serious side of this interview.
Okay.
Starting off with the question, since you are the recently elected president, what type of leader are you?
Cheerleader, because I'm not an athlete. No, I'm joking. Actually, I want to be the leader. I can't really say that I am this type of leader, but this is what I strive to be. I want to be the leader that anyone can approach. I want to be an approachable leader. I want to be someone who can stand up for the people who she is leading, and someone who is serious during the times that count.
As the SSG president and actually a graduating student in the senior high school department, I believe you have subjects that are really tedious to work on. So how do you organize your work and time?
As much as possible, I try to avoid pull-outs. Inside joke among the people organizing programs. I keep a notebook, actually. I keep a notebook for all my extracurricular activities, just one notebook. I bring this notebook whenever I go to meetings, whenever I talk to teachers regarding activities that need to be planned. And in this notebook is everything from reminders to do things, to meeting minutes and everything. And then when I get home, I review my notes and then I rewrite them because they are a little messy inside the notebook. So I have to rewrite them and transfer them to another notebook. So that's how I organize. And when it comes to doing doing all those things, I tend to depend on a lot of people because I can't do this alone. I've never done things alone. I have my team, I have my representatives, my classmates, my very close friends, and of course my core group with Coach Max and my fellow senior high school students and junior high school students.
Considering that this is actually the very first SSG president in Don Bosco, what should we expect from you within the year?
I think my main goal right now is to help the school establish the student government first. Because to be honest, I may have a lot of platforms that I introduce during the campaigning period, but my main priority is actually establishing the government, because the platforms and the programs and the activities will not matter and will not actually be successful if the government itself isn't properly established. So right now, with the help of course Sir Pal and my fellow elected officers and the committees, the representatives.
Thank you for taking time off your busy schedule. Again, this is our recently elected SSG president, Anasha Lian.
Thank you, Batang Bosco.
And as we enter the month of October, aka the Rosary Month, we should also not forget the people who have graciously guided us in the paths of our lives, which is our teachers. And so, on October 5th, 2018, which is also known as the World Teachers' Day, the student body has held the Salesian Educators' Day in order to give gratitude to our teachers. And so we have Anthony Cinco on site in order to tell us about it.
Thank you guys. I'm Anthony RBM Cinco reporting for the Salesian Educators Day. Every day, we see our teachers and employees in our front every day, helping us in our role as Bosconians. And now, it's our turn to give back. Last October 5, 2018, Don Bosco Technical College Cebu Incorporated with a secret 2-week preparation with the help of Supreme Student Government and Supreme Student Council from the college, ERT, CAD, BARC, RCY, Senior Scouts, Technical Committee, Design and Decoration, student assistants and student leaders, and the whole student body dodged all the questions about it and frankly surprised them with a program for the National Salesian Educators Day. Starting with a lunch buffet for their dear teachers and employees in the audiovisual room, it was then followed by a parade with the students with their cries and the party poppers in the new gym. The students then greeted them with Kent Velosa in grade 11 and Kirk Moria of grade 10 hosted and opened the program formally. Then a series of heartfelt songs were followed by the Crispy Bacon and the Grade 12 band. Selected students from the elementary division gave each of the employees and teachers a token of appreciation as they watched an appreciation video made by senior high school. The director of DPTC then gave closing remarks, giving thanks to our Salesian educators, while highlighting a point that Salesian educators isn't just limited with teachers, but also their employees who also teaches us in values that makes us Bosconians as heroes and saints. This has been Anthony Avicinco reporting. Back to you.
And here we are in a special segment in our news, the Bosco Survey, wherein Adrian Reyes interviewed Bosconians about their Bosconian religious spirit.
Thank you, guys. Now, let us travel around the campus to ask some Bosconians about Bosconian religiousness and fellowship. Excuse me, guys, but could I take a moment of your time to ask you a few questions? Sure. Great. Now, as Bosconians, we are told to become heroes and saints, right?
Yes.
In your own words, how can you become a hero or a saint in today's time?
Doing your ordinary things, extraordinary lives well, helping people, and by living the Bosconian spiritual way in your everyday life.
And do you still believe that you are pure?
No one is ever pure. No one is ever fully pure.
Then how can you remain pure when the internet is present?
Stay away from the bad websites and always keep your body full with the spirituality of God.
And now, we move on to the sports section. And when it comes to sports and when you're still in school, there's nothing more than the yearly sports event other than CESAFI. And now, we have Lamberto Garcia to talk about it.
Good day. This is Lamberto M. Garcia of Grade 10 Magoni, representing the sports section of the Bosconian Odyssey. Last August 25, 2018, CESAFI kicked off with a grand ceremony in the Cebu Coliseum. After the opening ceremony, a parade showcased the competing schools and the candidates for this year's Miss CESAFI for both senior and junior categories for the opening games between the SWU, PC, and CIT on both divisions. Notably, University of Cebu, Lapu-Lapu, and Mandaue campus joined the CESAFI tournament as well as the other 12 members. Thank you.
Next up is the event Batang Pinoy, an event where young Bosconians play indoor football, has occurred recently. Here's Joseph Garces with a story.
Thank you, guys. I'm Joseph Garces and I'm here to report about the Bosconians' performance in the recently concluded Batang Pinoy futsal games. The Don Bosco Under-13 and Under-15 futsal teams represented Cebu City in the recently concluded 2018 Batang Pinoy National Championships held in Baguio City. On the first day of the tournament, the Under-13 team played against Candon City, the score of 5-0, Olongapo City with a score of 9-0, and Pasig City with a score of 11-0. On the second day, the Under-13 team played against Benguet Province with a score of 6-0. Finally, the Under-13 team endeavored to avenge the Cuyas when they played against Pasig City. It was a very wonderful experience for the team as they were declared champions of the Batang Pinoy this year. It has been me, Joseph Garces. Back to you.
That is all for today.
Once again, we are Balitang Bosco saying, Arnold, fear no hardship.